Welcome to the second review of the evening. And up this time is the very confusingly titled Meat Possible Chapter 1.5. Right, so I suppose we have to explain that title here. Well, we'll try to do as much as we can. Um, which is to say, we do not know why this game is called Meat Possible. We have not uncovered that mystery. But we have uncovered the chapter 1.5, I'm pleased to say. And that is because this is a side story to a webcomic. Um, why they did that, I couldn't tell you. And this is like literally in between chapters. So, chapter 1.5. And yes, the webcomic, and to assuage fears or whatever, the webcomic does actually exist. It's not a very long webcomic. It's kind of a single panel affair most weeks. I mean, except for like the actual 1.5 page. That's, it's actually quite a few panels. But so the story is you are, I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce that. Lunaya.
Yeah, Lunaya.
Yeah, Lunaya. It's one of those things that I'm going with Lunaya. Now, you are one of the elites. I guess Queen's Guard or what? You're trying to kill mutant pigs to protect the princess, basically. Although it's also worth noting that the princess will actually protect you because she's like one of your attacks.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say this would make sense.
Indeed.
Well, clearly the princess is the one with the shield spell, and clearly the best use for the shield spell is smashing boulders with it.
Clearly. So with that out of the way, as far as this, the style of the game here is it's an endless flyer. I mean, think, say, Flappy Bird. Like, only a bit more complicated than that. If only because you have, like, actual... like
your altitude controls are Flappy Bird-like, but instead of just having static and moving actual, like, walls to avoid, there are enemies and obstacles and shit like that.
Yes. And there are also mini-games that are tile puzzles sometimes for some reason. Or swiping action things.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that.
Yeah, I was about to say, totally not buggy swipey actions at all. Rolls eyes, stares at camera.
It's hard to do that when you also are tapping to increase your altitude or holding up to increase your altitude.
Yeah. So let's not beat around the bush here. This is a mobile game. Mm-hmm. This was designed for mobile platforms. It's a mobile style of game. Its controls were very obviously meant for a touchscreen, and not surprisingly, there are mobile versions of this game available on both Android and iOS. The Steam version is a garbage fire of pretty significant proportions, and that comes down to the controls, because you control this via WASD and mouse. It's split through both of them. It is a gameplay that does not require this complicated of an input set.
Well, they set up really complicated stuff, like having lots of different things flying at you and lots of different things you need to attack and stuff, but like most of the things you just need to either avoid or you automatically attack unless you get a power-up thingy, or the game starts telling you need to tap or double-click or swipe enemies, which I could never tell if was actually working.
I'm like I said, it's something that, like, it's things that were set up for a touchscreen, and they didn't. It's a frequent complaint on this program when transposing one thing to another. Like when they don't get the controls right, and it's like, and honestly, this kind of gameplay style grows really stale really quickly on a PC anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is very much a you boot it up for a couple of minutes in the bathroom waiting for the bus, whatever. Because guess what? Even though another good point, there's no DLC. As far as I can see, there's no DLC even in the mobile versions. Granted,
there's a shop though. What does it sell?
Okay, so it does sell power-ups, but here's the thing: you get that via in-game currency.
Ah, okay.
And you get the in-game currency via challenges. This is another big mobile trope.
I really only played through the tutorial. Okay, so but in the tutorial, like they give you a fucking dragon familiar for like 10 seconds, and then they say, if you want more of dragon, you can buy him in the shop.
Well, yeah. Well, see, if you played beyond the tutorial, you would know that before you start up, you are given 3 quests, like get 10 red treasure chests, get a certain amount of coins, kill a certain amount of enemies, that kind of thing. And that's a very common mobile trope, especially in the free-to-play scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because you, by beating those quests, you earn the currency, and you use the currency to unlock stuff. It's like, and usually in the mobile scene, that you can also buy that currency. You cannot buy the currency, as far as I can see, in this game, which is no bad thing.
Mm-hmm. No.
So, like I said, it's very mobile progression. Now, about the only thing that I've seen that's not really mobile centric is the actual graphics. Like nothing is sized for a mobile phone.
Mm-hmm. And like looking at the stills of the game on the Steam store, it looks kind of coherent, but in practice, oh god.
Yeah, it's like it's really
there's too much stuff going on at once usually.
Yeah, I have ADHD and I had sensory overload on that shit.
Yeah, the only nice thing I could say about it, really, well, not the only nice thing, the art is actually pretty decent, but thankfully, you do not die if you touch the bottom of the screen, since you need to click or hold to go up.
Yeah. Yes, and there is, like, an ending. Your super goal...
You have to get to chapter 2 at some point.
Well, it's like... Yes, but your super goal is to defeat all of the pig bosses, and that's another randomized element.
Because pigs are apparently the bad guys in this webcomic / video game / more webcomic story.
Yeah, / transmedia franchise.
Yeah.
No. The music was there. It was okay. Yeah. Not much to say about that, but pricing. So, okay, let me state right here now, the PC version of this is not worth it at any price, because this game is actually clocking in at 79 cents at time of recording, because it's the final day of the Lunar New Year sale. It's 80% off. Its usual price is $4. Insert laugh here.
Yeah, I don't feel ripped off at 80 whatever cents, but I also don't particularly feel like it was a good deal for that. So, like, I mean,
yeah. Now, as far as mobile goes,
I guess if you can get it for less than $1, it could be funny to laugh at. But then you're kind of laughing at yourself for spending $1 on it.
Yeah, or this is stuff for your Steam YouTube page, or it's like. It's like it's a Jim Sterling video in the making.
Yeah. Also, it's currently not officially supported by Twitch, or OBS doesn't recognize it as a game. So
I'm like, that's not a surprise.
That's why we don't have footage.
Yes. Now, mobile side, this game is clocking in at $2, both on iOS and Android. I'm like. For a mobile version of this game, this is probably a decent price for it. It's like you're not going to have the control problems that this game has on PC. I'm reasonably assured of that.
Actually, yeah, with the control, with multi-touch, you could actually like tap to fly and also swipe on things at the same time better than you can.
But it's like
I'm still not saying it's good that you have to do that. I'm just saying it's easier to maybe do.
It's just it's a bit of a. It's like we haven't actually played the mobile version, so we're not exactly sure how well it plays and all that stuff. So, bit of a caveat there, but I'm pretty sure if there's a version to get, it's the mobile version. Either platform. And like I said, I'm looking through the Google Play and both and the iOS, and I'm not seeing any DLC. I'm not seeing any microtransactions. So this might be clean of that, but once again, I'm not exactly sure.
And sometimes, because I believe this is from China or something like that.
Possibly, it's from the it is from Eastern Asia. We're pretty sure of that.
Yeah, sometimes they aren't very upfront about letting Google know they put microtransactions in.
Well, I mean, it's on iOS.
Well, yeah, same thing on that too. Unless somebody calls them on it. iOS and Google Play have so much app throughput, they can't police everything, so unless somebody tells them.
Fair enough. It's just probably not applying to this game. It's like this game is definitely less shady than a lot of those.
Yeah, fair enough. It's just if you go to the the mobile version, do so with caution.
It's a broken tire fire on Steam, and it's an early contender for worst of the year.
And it's only February, boys and girls.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like, arbitrary numberation, say 2 out of 10 at most, just because it looks pretty decent.
Yeah.
Like, it's like they at least put effort into the graphics. I mean, which is nice-ish, but I don't ever want to play this game ever again. So.
Yeah, the play is, I mean, the going up and down is fairly fluid, but like the attacking is about as stiff as like literally the old Tiger Electronics stuff. Like when you switch the princess in front of you to shield you, you go back almost all the way to the back of the screen from like the last quarter of the screen, and the princess appears in front of you but still behind your initial location, and then you're supposed to bash rocks with her.
Yeah.
Right then. So that'll about do it for Meat Space here. MeatPossible, like, I still don't know why it's called that. Like, and maybe the people behind this will enlighten us when we send it off to them. Well, with that in mind, be sure to tune in after the second break for our final review of the evening, Kindred Spirits on the Roof.